Okay, we had our Four of Cups. This is our circumstances card. This is being offered an opportunity. Could be a fabulous opportunity. Could be an opportunity that's bullshit. And that opportunity is a fantastic one. This is an opportunity. Yes, pull up out of that self-reflection. Don't get too lost in self-reflecting, okay? Don't be too afraid and too leery to reach out because, wow, the Ace of Pentacles, maybe some of you will get an opportunity to start a new job. Maybe some of you will get an opportunity to get involved in, a financial investment, It could be just about anything, but, it's definitely going to be concerning your money. And hey, this seems like a good financial opportunity. So a new direction or opportunity is going to be presented to you, and it's going to be of a financial nature. So our advice here is the Fool in reverse. That's where the Fool takes off on his new journey, but in the reverse position, he is more likely to make a foolish decision and or act a bit recklessly. So the advice here is don't be foolish. Don't make reckless, impulsive, hasty decisions, okay? You want to go with the flow, which, I know that's hard for Scorpio, but we want to go with the flow. Don't, if things seem like they're standing at a standstill or not moving fast enough, don't get in there and try to push something to happen, because then we could end up making a wrong decision. So the overall advice is just don't act impulsively. Don't make any impulsive, hasty decisions. Don't be reckless, because this seems like a very good opportunity. You don't want to mess it up. I mean, I know I don't. I'm Scorpio moon, so I'm like, yes, bring me that Ace of Pentacles. I am so ready for that. Okay, sorry about that. I had to pause. My daughter came in. Okay, so here we have our focus card, the Page of Swords. So, this could be us receiving third-party information that, is secret information. This could also indicate spying. And this can also indicate that we may receive some unexpected, disappointing news in which we will have to make quick decisions. Okay, so it's clarified by the King of Cups in the reverse position. So with our King here in the reverse position, this is definitely indicating that something is definitely taking place on the emotional front in your life. And essentially, you're being asked to rise up and face an emotional issue with maturity, but you just may not feel like doing it right now. There can be a very strong want to detach, to separate yourself, and sometimes that can be necessary for Scorpio. We need to go within and, get right with ourselves, And this is definitely a card that's indicating that, some bad news could have potentially have blown through here recently. And you may not be dealing with it very well, and so this can end up making us being a bit moody and, again, wanting to detach. Sometimes this can also make us, just want to snap back, at somebody. And, our words can be pretty brutal here. But essentially, we need to bring ourselves back into balance if we can. No matter how tough this news may be or this information that you receive, it's definitely going to affect you emotionally. And you may want to detach and, just focus on yourself. You need to face the issue, but you may not feel like it. But, take your time out. And then when you're done, do try to, face the issue head on. So it's definitely something that's going to, the news is definitely going to affect you on an emotional level. Okay, and our advice card is the Queen of Cups. So, Queen of Cups definitely, I mean, again, this is Scorpio. So, you definitely need to bring yourself back into balance. And considering we have the Queen of Cups and the King of Cups, he's in the reverse position. So, this could be about a relationship. This could be a romantic relationship, a marriage, or it could be, a friendship or partnership. But the overall vibe I'm getting is for a lot of you, this could be news. Yeah, news about someone that you may be with or someone you have a relationship with. And so, it will be pretty emotional situation that occurs here. But with the Queen of Cups, you want to, try to handle the news the best way that you can. Try to remain balanced, as hard as that may be. Try to not give in to the anger. Try to look at things with an open heart. You'll get your balance back. This is news and it's going to be upsetting, but overall, the advice here is just have an open heart and be ready to get yourself back into balance. It's a temporary balance, so it's going to set you back and potentially throw you off balance emotionally, but overall, rise up and face this emotional issue. Rise up and face it so that we can get to moving forward again. Okay, this was our near future card. We have 4 coins, so some of you are definitely focused on your financial security. You guys are definitely focused on getting more money, building a savings. Some of you could actually be clinging or being overly possessive. Could be with your money, could be with, some of your material items, could be with the situation, could be with a person. Oh, well, this is fantastic. So we clarify and we get the Prince of Wands, okay? So the Prince of Wands, this is definitely indicating that there are some changes coming. And these changes, for some of you, could be very unexpected. And these changes are very positive. Yes, they are very, very positive. And sometimes this can indicate that we may get a random job offer. Some of us may end up literally going on an adventure, and we were definitely blindsided by it. We were not expecting this type of opportunity to come our way. No matter what type of change comes up here, this is going to be one that's very positive. Okay, it's going to take us to some good places because the changes and the opportunities that the Prince of Wands brings us, they're good changes. So it's not going to be anything bad. These are positive changes, positive forward movement. I love it. And it's definitely going to increase our money. And these opportunities could bring us our financial security. Okay, we clarify and we have the Ace of Cups in the reverse position. So some of you may be a little leery about this opportunity. Some of you, just may not completely trust it. Some of you may be focused on, your love life or the lack thereof for some of you. When the Ace of Cups is in the reverse position, there is a rushing out of emotions that has taken place. And yes, absolutely, there has been. And so this card can definitely make us a bit leery. But, you don't want to be leery with this opportunity. Don't worry about what happened here, okay? Don't worry about what happens here. Don't let it mess you up, because this opportunity is going to be a good one. It's going to be good. And with the Ace of Cups in the reverse position, this could also be advising you that this opportunity may be one that moves slowly and things may appear rocky, but don't give up, okay? Because if you can hang in there, it could truly, truly be worth it. And it will. Because, the Prince of Wands, he always brings changes that are absolutely for our own good. And they're very positive changes. It's pushing us towards, what we want. So, it may have a bit of a rocky beginning, or maybe you might be mistrustful, but hey, take this opportunity. Grab this opportunity with both hands. Cling on to that opportunity. This is where you need to cling. Don't let it go. It's a good opportunity. Okay, we had our Emperor card, which was our final outcome card. So, yeah, this is definitely about us taking charge of our own life. We're an authority. Or some of you could end up potentially dealing with an authority figure. Or some of you could actually potentially, be dealing with someone that could be your father or an older male. Perhaps this opportunity is brought to you by an older male. For some of you, this could even be your father. Oh, now that is beautiful. Oh, see, I am loving this energy. So, we clarify when we get the Ten of Pentacles. This is amazing. This is about us finally achieving that wealth. And this can definitely indicate, a familial type of wealth, So this opportunity could actually come through someone that is family. And even if it's not family, it could come from someone who is older. But overall, the main point here is this opportunity could potentially put you in a position of authority. And you're going to have that money. The money is going to come in. This is fantastic. This is finally Jupiter and Scorpio rewarding us financially. So this is amazing. I love this. Absolutely wonderful. Advice card, Justice, and Nine of Cups. So Justice, yeah, we're definitely getting what we deserve. Absolutely. I think we've waited long enough. And now we have the Nine of Cups. This is our wish come true card. Hey, this is beautiful. I'm loving this. I really am. Now, I do want to warn you guys, this is going to be a fantastic thing that occurs for us. And the natural reaction may be to want to celebrate. So you do want to be careful not to overindulge, especially in the alcohol. You can drink in moderation and it's fine. Celebrate away. Just don't let it become an everyday thing. You know what I mean? But overall, definitely look at this like your wish is coming true, because it is. And it's about time that we get what we deserve. Shoot. I'm loving that. Okay, so we had our Lovers card for the bottom of the deck. Okay. Then we have the Two of Wands in the reverse position. So we were waiting for results, and so the Two of Wands in the reverse position definitely indicates that there is a delay in receiving, getting the results that we're waiting on, or that the information, the results that we get may not be, the best type of news. And this would have to do with the relationship. So some of you are definitely focused on hearing from someone that you are very close to or you love. This could be someone you're married to. This could be someone that you're in a long-term committed relationship with. This could be someone that you've been friends with, and that you care about tremendously. Or this could even be a business partnership with someone that you care about a lot, So But you were waiting on a decision. And with it being, in the reverse position, the news you get's not necessarily the news that you want to get, okay? And sometimes this can indicate that we just may need to walk away and start over, with something different, someone different, whatever it may be for you. Because backwards movement is definitely indicated, with the Two of Wands. So it's like we take a step forward just to take another step back. We're back at square one. So it's like we didn't solve anything. Okay, so then for the advice, we have the Eight of Cups in the reverse position. So this could definitely be indicating for some of you that some of you could actually decide to go back to someone that you were with. Perhaps you were in a relationship with someone, you walked away, you abandoned the relationship, and maybe you desire to go back. So for some of you, that'll resonate. For some of you, you may be waiting on results with someone, and then someone could return from your past. But this is also about stepping back out into the physical and material side of life. So it's like, take a chill, on the spiritual front. It's okay to come down, to earth and, simply enjoy the material and physical side of life. But again, this could be indicating that you may go back to someone. You may, reconcile with someone that you're in a relationship with, whether it's romantic or platonic. It can go either way. Or this person could actually be Gemini as well. Or that some of you may have someone come back into your life from your past. Okay, now I have the Love Oracle cards. I've done this a little bit differently this month as well. So this is going to be for my single Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Risings. For the singles, flirt. Extend your light-hearted energy to others. Never hurts to flirt, especially if you're single. You can get away with it. Playfulness. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. Healing family issues. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. This card is really there's really a deeper meaning to this card. A lot of times we may have issues with our relationships. We may experience relationship, disappointments and failures. And it can be due to the fact that we have very much, seen what took place between our parents. And sometimes we can take that on or attract those similar type of situations to ourselves. And, so yeah, this can cause difficulties within relationships. But, there is also a need to forgive, your mother or your father, because it's not to endorse that their behavior was okay. So definitely don't get that twisted, because especially with Scorpio energy, a lot of us have issues with our mother, especially Scorpio moons. We have issues with our mothers. But, there is a need to, forgive. It's not so much for them. It's more for us, okay? We're not endorsing their behavior and saying, that was okay that you did me like that. No, that's not what this is about. We forgive so that we can move forward and we can try to let go of that toxicity so that we don't attract people that are similar or with similar situations. And that can also speak of abandonment issues as well. Okay, this is for my Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs that are in a committed relationship or married. So, ouch, separation. Time apart from your partner is on the horizon. Now, for some of you, this, could just be simply you're separated. Perhaps maybe you're separated because you're out working and maybe you're in another state. Or, maybe your significant other is. And so there's a separation. Now, for some of you, you could be having relationship problems and you may decide to take time apart to figure out what you want to do and how you want to move forward. Keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. Now, this card definitely speaks of us having many soulmates, which is very true. We will have soulmates, that could actually end up being family members. They can end up being, someone that we work with. And for some of you, you do have a soulmate around you and you're not necessarily aware of it, You may be just looking at it like, oh, we're friends, we're just co-workers. But really there is a connection on a soul level with this person. And, it just may take a little bit of time for you to see that. And some of you may be deciding to leave a relationship and, you may be having someone come into your life that will be a bit different than what you would normally be attracted to. Okay, calling in your soulmate. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. So, yeah, some of you definitely could be calling in a soulmate. Maybe some of you who are married, maybe you're deciding, we're separating, we're going to get a divorce. I've had enough of the dumb shit. I want some real love, So some of you could really be focusing on bringing that soulmate and that true love towards you. And some of you have already called in your soulmate, so. And then the final one, we have give your relationship a chance. Work on your partnership. Because for some of you, separation is a must. Okay, and then for some of you, not all hope is lost. It is possible to work things out for some of you. And you may need to seek, counseling, so to speak, to work your issues out. But this is if you choose to do so. So for some of you, there is a chance to work things out if this is what you want to do. But it is totally up to you. And like I try to tell everyone, follow your gut. Do what you know is right for you. Only you know what is going to be best for you. So do what you have to do and do what you know is best. And don't worry about how other people look at you or think, because everyone's got an opinion. Doesn't make it right.